didn't do it. I didn't know it was gonna happen. I didn't pull the trigger.
18-year-old Matthew Rodriguez faces murder charges and is being held without bail. He was driving the moped from which black 21-year-old Amori Green allegedly fired the bullet that killed the 7-month-old. A historic black church in Virginia has paid off nearly $1 million in back rent for hundreds of public housing residents. Alfred Street Baptist Church says the gift will help families avoid eviction and get a fresh start. And gospel singer Tamala Mann is making gospel music history. Her song, Live, Breathe, Fight, tops Billboard's gospel airplay chart, giving her a record-tying 13th #1, matching Kirk Franklin's all-time mark. Get BIN News now, on demand, 24/7, on the iHeartRadio app.
Watch us on Facebook Live. Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sing along. Song is gone. It felt real good in the neighborhood. What?
So you're Mr. Rogers now?
Yeah. That's right. What's going on, good people? It is Wednesday.
Hump day.
Oh. And I tell you, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to tell y'all now that I'm going to try to get Troy Henry on the phone. Because I understand he showed up today at City Hall because they're trying to do the, what you call it? They're trying to do the new trash contracts and slick them. Ha, 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 slick them. Slick them. Ha, 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 slick them. What's wrong with you? Ha, ha, ha. That's a ha, ha, ha for you. I wish everybody could see your face. Ha, slick them. Ha, 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 slick them. Not stick them, but slick them.
Slick 'em.
I'm sorry?
Slick 'em.
Slick him. They're trying to slick him.
Try slick 'em how?
Not stick him. Slick him. I'm like, boy. Change it to slick him, not stick him. You gonna join me?
Slick 'em.
That's what they sounded like today. They trying to slick him. That's what they sounded like too.
You know better than calling out song titles around me.
I know. But I think that everybody needs to understand what the heck is going on. And I never would have thought in all of my days, with all the stuff that we've got going on, that we would be having a conversation about trash. Just straight trash. Yeah, there's I guess more so than anything in the city of New Orleans, with all the major contracts. Yeah, we don't even hear about the big contracts in New Orleans, when it comes to city government. But we in our neighborhoods are treating trash like it is the major contract that only one person in the whole world would even want it. Well, what do you mean slicking them? Slicking them. Ha, 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 slick them. Slick them. Ha, 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 slick them. You can go again? Let's go again. I sound like I got asthma. That's all it sounds like. It does not sound like the song.
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em.
Slick 'em, slick 'em, slick 'em, slick 'em. There you go. I can't do that. Can you do that? No, you can't do it either. Huh? Yeah, your mic's off.
Oh, I'll pass off.
Yeah, I would too.
No.
I'm gonna be like, what's wrong with him?
I
He couldn't stop. He can't breathe.
Sound like Jack.
So
Remember Jack?
what I do know is interesting. And can you turn this on?
Turn what off?
The internet, Facebook.
It's on. I'm looking at you. You probably need to refresh.
There you go. There it is. We have gotten to the point now where this information about trash in New Orleans has become a major priority to a whole lot of folks. And if we don't pay attention to who's getting what, we'll be on the outside looking in, and the major number of people that live in this city would be, I think, predominantly African American, would like to see somebody that looks like them at least be able to deal, play, or even have a part in city government, right? But don't try to slick me. Please don't try to slick me. I knew it was coming down to this. That's why I made the call last week. And that's why I read the contract last week so that you all would be able to say, didn't we just hear this? Yeah. Well, they just voted and brought it up to city council on today. And what was stated to me, you, and a whole bunch of other folks is that this city is broke. We don't have this major money, and we have to watch how we spend our money. Even the legislative auditor brought it up. We're going to make sure that we spend money wisely and yada, 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 yada. But let's go back a year. It was stated that, the bidding process for this contract in the French Quarter was in court because something wasn't done right and he didn't have no trucks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Troy Henry. And it was stated he didn't have no trucks and how he going to do this and he don't have no trucks. I mean, well, he ain't driving that thing to work every day. And it doesn't take a miracle to lease trucks. So he did. The problem is that there was a public campaign from politicians that was stating that we didn't want to hear about this new consultant company coming in, even though that he wanted fair and square contract. Okay. Then it was stated that they wanted the contract up until the end of the year, and then at the end of the year it go revert back to, and it didn't. But since that time, so much has happened. We kind of went bankrupt. We ain't go bankrupt, but we kind of went bankrupt. We had gotten to the point where we were sitting back and saying to folks, we need to spend less money and we need to find better ways to spend our money. And so we ended up doing a little interview. Our interview was with the folks over at Richard's Disposal. Mr. Richards himself did the interview. And he just happened to stick into that interview that he could save the city $19 million if they would just listen to his plan and consider it. Well, that part has been overshadowed with the number of folks that have said, hey, we need trash service pickup more than just one time a week. And you're trying to take me up a number of dollars that I just don't see the cost, not the cost factor. Even to the point where some of the city council people had disagreed with it. All right. Then we had to hear the fact that we don't want to put too much money into trash and we're going to reconsider this thing, came from the legislative auditor. We shouldn't be putting so much money of our good old-fashioned green in this contract. We should be able to save some money. Well, what did you think would happen? That they would go back to the table and try to figure out what's the cost-cutting advice and how they could save some money with trash pickup and recycling and all of that and be able to get it all done? Ha! Let me say that again. Ha! To you for trying to think normally. Well, why you say normally? Because something's wrong with the folks that's supposed to be leading the way that have the most brain power, or those that can work with them with the most brain power. And you're paying a buttload of money for one time a week trash pickup. Plus, you're going to have to pay a surcharge and fuel. And you're going to sit back and look at cost increases going across the board. And everybody went, what? They didn't go, what? They went, what? Saying, yes, all these things are coming. Well, the next thing we saw was the legislative auditor say, hold up, wait a minute, somebody put your foot in it. That's Grandmaster Flash, huh? Ain't that Grandmaster Flash? Seriously.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you.
Huh?
I'm just looking at you.
I can't hear you. Something wrong with your mic.
Cheap. You know, I got damn near put my face right on this damn thing.
Yeah? Put your mouth.
Your mammy. She did it so well.
But no, wasn't that
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
Yeah. Okay. So we then saw the legislative auditor say, hold up.
Wait a minute.
Okay, you mighty slow.
I'm just letting you you're just murdering all of our old hip hop.
You just did it too. You murdered it. You didn't do it on
No, you
time.
sat there and looked at me like, you gonna say it?
Murder, she wrote. But anyway.
Oh, Lord. Have mercy.
So he said, we're going to wait. We're not going to let this go. I need to go back and rethink before we sign off on this contract. All right. But what was not said is that how y'all do a new contract when the contract is already in the courts? How do you do a new contract? Your contract's in the... It's already in the courts. Well, if I'm not mistaken, today they want to sign off on Sidney Torres's new contract. What? And I think a lot of folks was like, what new contract? Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, we're going to end up in court again. And y'all, I know that, it's interesting to say, well, we're going to end in court again, or y'all going to take, him to court, talking about Troy Henry. He's going to go to court again, and where he at with Bayou Phoenix and yada, 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 yada. I just need us to know when we start talking about people that are developers, they can handle more than one project. They have the crews to do so. All those folks can get out there and start working on one thing, or you can do many others at one time. But I don't want to get into a conversation like this when all of us are not thinking forward, but are thinking maybe in the olden days when you did a bid and that was your main project. Because there are lots of companies that end up doing more than one project at a time. And I'm hoping that you are also there. I hope you are. So what did we see today in City Hall? And what the hell did we see with Frank Skurlock today? Frank Skurlock got up today and bashed Troy Henry in City Hall. I don't even know if Troy know that. Is that Mr. PP? Mr. Humana Humana?
You won't get advertising on this station anymore.
What was that? Is that Mr. PP? Advertising on this station? Come on now. I just don't understand what is his big deal. Oh, you sent me the break on that one?
Yeah, bro.
Humana.
That's why I sent you the break.
Humana.
Give Gerod a rope. You want to be a cowboy. Time to go.
Get out the car, man. I can't. Why?
You in the donkey road in them.
Why? The pants are at my ankles.
I'm cutting your mic off. Say goodbye. Say go to break. Say good. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard with you. Are we playing fair? Is the city playing fair, or are they trying to play with what they want? Are they playing with what they want? Does it make sense to you? Because if it does, I just want you to tell me where it makes sense. Because I'm hearing that we are paying too much for trash pickup. We're not getting 2 times a week. We're not getting our recycling. And those services are needed. But I saw where the trash man went down to City Hall today for the meeting to say, yes, we need more money because it's costing us more money. And so did the city council folks that represent you ask you, hey, look, we're getting ready to go in and get this new contract signed, but it looked like it's going to cost us some more money. And then I guess the other question is, how many people, if it does cost them more money, will opt out? Are you leaving it a blank for the people to say, hey, they can opt out if they want to, we just won't pick up their trash? Because it probably won't cost as much money for you to take it yourself. Did you get that? You got it? But I want you to listen to this story and tell me about this contract extension. Because either I got it wrong or they just said, screw you, this is what we're going to do. I'm just a rhyming today. Screw you. This is what we're going to do. Screw you. This is what we're going to do. Screw you. This is what we're going to do. You got me?
Yeah, it doesn't let me play when I want to play, but just announce it and I show.
I don't know what you're saying.
And it will start playing when it plays.
You can barely hear you at all. That don't mean
that sound better?
But nobody can hear you.
Man.
So what now?
Just announce it, and I'm going to press play, and it's going to start playing when it plays. Because it's not letting me control it. I have to refresh it.
Go ahead. Let's play it.
Happening today, a New Orleans City Council committee is set to vote on Mayor Moreno's pitch to extend Ivy Waste's contract to pick up trash in the CBD and French Quarter. That tops our headlines here at 7:05. Last December, the city gave Ivy Waste the job while a legal fight played out between the city and the area's previous contractor, Henry Consulting. Now, that temporary deal with Ivy Waste, it expires in May, but the city is proposing an extension through December of next year. The contract being proposed is worth $13 million, which the city says only includes an increase for inflation adjustments. Henry Consulting is also trying to keep its contract with the city. They want a judge to side with them. That lawsuit they filed, the case is still pending.
So I guess my question is, and I think that you would have the same question, how do you sign a new contract and you're still in litigation? What happens if the judge signs on with Henry Consulting? There would be 2 contracts, correct? Because you now have, Torres would have a live contract that's signed. So would Henry Consulting, because the judge said so. Plus, you've given not only this year, next year too. But I think the average person has no clue on what's going on. And probably don't care who pick up their trash, as long as y'all pick it up. Am I right or wrong? I had to throw that in there. I don't think the average person cares who's picking up trash, as long as they pick it up and get out of here. So let me throw this into your face. Not only should you care about them picking up the trash, you should really think about the type of money we're talking about to pick up the trash. That's a big significant part of this. See, whether you believe it or not, and I'll say I believe that there may be a conspiracy of getting rid of our major black vendors. What does that do, Gerard? Well, it makes it very easy for those that don't want us in the picture to not be in it. Let's say that I own a company of this sort, and I'd say a blue collar job, and the only people that I want on my trucks look like me or look like Mexicans. I don't want nobody else on my trucks. Then that's a form of discrimination. And they're working with a company that has to be diverse, the city of New Orleans. Have we ever thought about the money that's going to be made by handling this contract? And you be going into all the different neighborhoods. Can you imagine how many people will be in charge of showing face for the company? And what are they doing to make this money? What are they doing with? It's almost like Juan LaFonta said. Juan LaFonta made a commercial that basically talked to African-American folks that says, before you get a lawyer, you need to start thinking about that lawyer who's coming into your community to help the community, not those folks that's not from here. You can tell they ain't from here because they got weenies in the gumbo. That's what that commercial about, weenies in the gumbo, raisins in the potato salad. And he said, come on, man, that ain't us. He said that ain't us. But if you got weenies in the gumbo and raisins in the potato salad, more than likely it ain't us. I should have asked a long time ago, did you get the meaning of that? Juan got flack behind that commercial. He got flack behind that commercial. But he still runs it. And I'm thinking to myself, as he's running that commercial, boy, he's trying to get in trouble. I think he's saying what he need to say. And what he's basically saying is, you got folks that are coming into this town that are trying to act like they for you, but they don't even know who you are, don't know nothing about your history, don't know anything about your history. But we can do the job, and we'll be there for you when you need us. And then they do nothing. That's what he's talking about. And he's not saying it's a far way off either. Which it ain't. It ain't. So, is that what I saw today? Yup. That's exactly what I saw today. And I'm like, wow, I wonder, is anybody paying attention? Is anybody paying attention? Because we need to be. We need to be. Here's another one. The White House is putting out, I guess, damage control by saying, hey, we're optimistic about the Iran deal as Pakistani negotiators are visiting Tehran. Y'all think there's, and here, oh, well, you know, I want to get ahead of myself. But there is another issue that I have with these conversations that are coming out of the White House that has anything to do with the Trump administration. Anytime that he's involved, I need you all to check the verbiage. He keeps saying there will be a deal. Everything, well, they won't do this. It's a deal, a deal. Have you all noticed that everything is a deal? What type of deals are they making? Mm-hmm. And are we paying attention to the verbiage? A deal. Somebody's got to win something. So what are they winning? And we're getting into the end of, and I need y'all to start staying up a little bit later to record it. Everybody's like, what? Yep, we're getting to the end of the Stephen Colbert Show. Late night. And baby, they starting to get a little bit rawer as they get ready to get out of there. They are starting to get raw. That sounded like I was a bit barking. They're getting raw. Raw. You get it? Raw. Never mind. Why are you shaking your head again? You just, I mean, today you about had enough of it. Yeah, I thought so. Well, here's another one for you. I think that your commander-in-chief, again, has said something derogatory. Every day it is something new. Trump has considered the possibility that conservative Justice Samuel Alito might step down later this year, giving him the ability to nominate a fourth judge in the Supreme Court. Trump said that he has a list of potential candidates in mind if a seat opens up on the ninth justice bench this year. And when asked about the importance of the possibility of Alito stepping down while Republicans are in control of the Senate, Trump pointed to how Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died in 2020 and how it shifted the court. His reference was actually Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Said Ginsburg could not do it, and she really hurt herself within the Democratic Party, Trump told Fox Business in an interview that aired on Wednesday. People are very angry at her because I got to appoint people instead of Biden. Trump was referencing Ginsburg's decision to remain on the court during the Obama administration. And when Ginsburg died in September 2020, at the age of 87, the vacancy allowed Trump to quickly nominate the GOP-led Senate to confirm Justice Amy Coney Barrett, solidifying a 6-3 conservative majority. She decided that she was going to live forever And about 2 minutes after the election, she went out, and I got to appoint somebody. This man said this woman was going to live forever. She thought she was going to live forever. And 2 minutes after the election, she went out, meaning she died. Trump said he didn't know whether Alito or Justice Clarence Thomas would actually step down. But Supreme Court justices are appointed for life, and their decisions about retirement are often personal and shrouded in secrecy. Neither justice has indicated their plans. Alito did not respond to a request for comment. He's 76, the second oldest justice of the court, next to Clarence Thomas, who's 77, who he called another reliable conservative. There's been speculation for months over whether Alito will retire in time for Trump to appoint a replacement and for Republican Senate to confirm a new justice guarantees the seat is not blocked by Democrats and filled by a potential Democratic president in 2029. So let me ask you. So I don't think we've asked this question yet. I know that we've talked about the two parties. We talk about the Republicans. We talk about the Democrats. But have we ever asked the question for the midterms that are coming up, and maybe even for the primary vote? Which way is this election going to go? Is it going to go Democratic, or will it stay Republican? Come on, 504-582-9422. And I'd like to know why you made that choice. Do you all think that the midterm elections are going to go Democratic, or will it go Republican? And I'd like to know why you think that. We need to get those in, because this is going to be interesting to see. A lot of people will think differently, not only because of, what they see, but what they hear and the things that are going on now. And is your decision based upon what you're seeing now, in the future, or because of what has happened? So honestly, I guess the question would be, would you say it's going to go that way because of what's going on now, what you've heard and seen in the past, or what you see coming in the future? Come on, let's load up the lines. 504-582-9422. What you say, Eric?
Hey, Gerard, this is Ben Carson, man. It's been a long time.
Kevin, stop putting him
Oh,
through,
hey,
bro.
as always, man, thank y'all for bringing these subjects up, because we don't even get to talk about any rational stuff in politics unless we hear it on Black radio. Look, we keep talking about out-of-body experiences. All politics is local. Okay? Look, the people who are at the highest level are elitists. Okay, it's always been like that. Ever since they was in Great Britain, ever since they created America, it's like we can't get right. Okay, nothing's gonna change until we change. If we don't think about our specific common best interests, and we're talking about lawyers, businesses. Look, if we don't get a critical mass of lawyers working together, we're lawyers, black lawyers. If we don't have a critical mass of black doctors working together with black doctors, we don't have a critical mass of educators at the college level, working on problems at their levels, collaborating, and putting them big brains, supposedly big brains. The big brains is the big brain does. I don't see too much of black excellence or big brain operation based on what I can see, the results or the evidence what I can see in society. And that's not just black people. because we all suffering from this elitist taking over 99% of the population. So the bottom line is this. Until we start getting, and my story not going to change, until we start getting together with people who have common interests and start coming up with solutions. Don't wait for somebody else to come up with your solution. You're grown. Get together with people who like you. Open a book and learn how to do something together if you can't do it by yourself. And just do it. Do something. Whatever it is that's your priority, not my priority, but the people in your group's priorities, work on those things. And the other stuff is going to do what it's been doing for the last 400, 500,000 years. Elite is going to always take care of the elite. That's how these new countries like America get formed, because people get tired of it wherever they at, and they move to other places, and the elitists follow.
All right. Thank you, Kev. Appreciate the call.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's take the break, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here. It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
If you had $1 million, would you leave it to an 18-year-old?
Hopefully not, but that's exactly what can happen with a simple will. The money goes straight to your kids when they hit the legal age, no guardrails.
A trust lets you control when and how they receive their inheritance. You can set ages, milestones, or even make sure they finish school first.
Give them security, not a spending spree.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses, such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are, keep it locked in to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Aggravation.
Yep.
Just
I'm going to aggravate you all day long.
Aggravate.
That is part of my job description. Aggravate Gerod.
That seems to be it too, for real.
You wash your hands?
I wiped them on you. You ain't see?
I didn't feel that. I would have reacted.
Oh, Lord, that did not sound good. I had one for you too. So.
Oh, I was being facetious with it.
Sure you were. Big baby. Let's make sure everybody gets the question that I just asked. I just want to make sure that everybody got the question. You got the elections coming up, right?
Right.
Okay. Will there be a changing of the guard?
I think so.
Or not?
I think there will be.
Okay, you answered it correct. Why?
People are tired of him, bro.
Why?
People are tired of them. It's exhausting for everyone.
Can't be that exhausting.
It's day after day after day, the same old crap. And it is exhausting.
So we have a lot of special elections that are happening all across the country. Special elections. People are still going and voting the same way. And I bet if we could go back and get, whether we have it in different parts of the country or wherever, we probably would have low voter turnout. Now, I don't know if the women, and I'm going to get into this too, so I'm hoping women are listening. With this new Share Act issue that's coming up about voting that your leader in charge is pushing, he's pushing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, he's starting to look at the polls and see, number one, his numbers are going down to record lows. Secondly, everything he wants, he knows he's not probably going to get because the voters are not with him all the way. And what do you have to do? I got to take away a big block of voters. Who are they? Females. Not white females, not black females. Females altogether. Well, how do you know that, Gerard? I'll let him tell you in his own voice. Just hold on. What you say, Shed?
Hey man, listen, we once again we've lost the pickle and we are in the pickle juice. The writing is on the wall at all levels, especially here in the city level, and for the black political gatekeepers and for some of the black clergy to allow this kind of changing of the guard, while I hope their congregations and their support be taken away by a Latino politician, another one, and a Latino pastor. It's sad the state that we're in, and I'll hang up and listen.
Wait a minute. Let's kind of elaborate a little bit. So, what do you mean?
What I mean is everything that's going on now in this city, where it seems like, listening to your conversation, they have the opportunity to renege on a contract for a black contractor and to continue to give it to a non-black person, you know, it's asinine. It's unbelievable, but it's very believable because here again, we are not engaged. We're voting between a 15 and a 24 percentile in every election. So we're getting, I guess we're getting what we deserve, unfortunately, and the good has to suffer for the bad.
I'm gonna check them numbers for you though. 15 to 20%. I wish we were.
I believe last time it was 11.9 or something like that.
I think it's like 9.1 or 9.2% to maybe a 11. So it's a little bit lower than. I wish it was the 20%. We might be able to do something with that. But I've seen us cheer on the fact that we had 30% voters out here, and we were like, "Yay, we did it!" That's, in my opinion, that's just as low. When you're talking about a statewide election, when you talk about a statewide election, and all you can get is 30% to win, something wrong with that.
Something is very wrong with it, especially in this season where they are trying to eliminate us in our very eyes. You know, in front of us, in living time, man. You would think this would be enough to motivate us. Mm-hmm. You know, when here I go, and when you think of second lining, when you think of why we second line, and it has something to do with your very existence, your code, your creed, your spirituality. Well, one would think when people are coming after you and your children, you would have the same amount of bug jump energy to shut them down.
But nope.
You have a good one, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Sid. So there was a conversation that was on CBS News, The Takeout with Major Gerod. And they were talking about the SAVE Act and how Trump wants it to pass. And if it doesn't pass, he's going to have some problems with them. It was almost like bullying and threatening them. And I'm like, maybe this shouldn't be the way that we go by playing it this way. Give them the opportunity, because Trump threatened them people and they all fall in line. You got that?
Welcome back to The Takeout. Over the weekend, President Trump said he will not sign any other piece of legislation until the Senate passes what's called the Save America Act, which would place some new requirements across the country on voting. Congressional reporter Torian Small joins me now from Capitol Hill. Torian, let me play for you something the president just said as he was wrapping up his prepared remarks to House Republicans in Doral, Florida. Please, let's listen.
No, it'll guarantee the midterms. It'll guarantee the midterms. If you don't get it, big trouble, my opinion.
That's reference to the legislation, meaning what the president is saying is if this piece of legislation is passed, Republicans are guaranteed to win the midterms, which is not true. He doesn't know. And he also implied that if it doesn't pass, Democrats will continue to cheat. And I've said this before, I will say it every time the president asserts this. It is false. The statistical probability and the statistical reality of non-citizens voting in federal elections is beyond minuscule. And there are academic studies, stacked on academic studies, that confirm this. Torian, pick it up from there.
Yeah, I just want to point out also what the president is advocating for is a bit further beyond what the House passed. That SAVE Act didn't include what he's calling for now, which is also restrictions on mail-in voting. That means that even though House Republicans did get it across the finish line from their chamber, they'll have to go back to the drawing board to rewrite that bill and pass it all over again before they could send it over to the Senate. There have been quite a bit of stalling on the Senate side because of procedurally, it's not as simple as just a simple majority as it is in that chamber. Leader Thune has been pretty vocal on his trepidation around changing the existing rules, including implementing what's known as the talking filibuster, which is what the president has been pushing for. But even if he did, that still doesn't guarantee that they can get it across the finish line, Major, because, as we know, the Senate is a bit more complicated, and some of those procedures could spell disaster moving forward for their chances at pushing back against opposition from Democrats.
Right. The president is picking a fight with Senate Republicans over this. And to your point, Torian, and I'm really glad you brought that up, if you make these changes to early voting, you are changing a procedure that Republicans continue to try to embrace and use to their advantage, even though the president continues to throw shade on it. Torian Small from Capitol Hill, I appreciate you very much.
All right, there you have it. Your president is telling these folks, pass this bill, and we're guaranteed the midterms. So what is the SAVE Act? I think everybody really needs to understand what this is. The Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, we call it the SAVE Act or Save America Act. It's a federal bill that would fundamentally change how Americans register to vote. It has passed the House of Representatives multiple times since 2024, including most recently in 2026, and it's being debated in the Senate this week. Let me say that again. It's being debated in the Senate this week. What's the bill trying to accomplish? It's to make sure that U.S. citizens vote in federal elections. That's what they say, but it's already the law and it's already being enforced. Non-citizen voting has been a federal crime since 1996 and carrying serious penalties, imprisonment, deportation. What the SAVE Act would do is add a new layer of documentation requirements on top of a verification system that's already in place and working. After the news, We're going to tell you what that documentation is. Ladies, you all better pay attention because y'all going to go, what? You'll see in a minute. News is next.
From the campus of Xavier University,
Look.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she had no knowledge of misconduct allegations against Derek Swalwell and that he made the right call.
Yes, the right thing to do, yes. Not to subject members to have to take a vote on something like that, and not to subject your family.
The California Democrat denied the claims and resigned from the House on Tuesday. Black former University of Michigan head coach Sharon Moore has been sentenced to 18 months probation in a stalking and affair case. Black judge Cedric Simpson declined jail time. Michigan fired Moore for cause following the incident. And Phil Collins, Wu-Tang Clan, and Sade headline the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's class of 2026. Inductees also include MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, and Luther Vandross, with the ceremony set for November in Los Angeles. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you as you get off. Woo, you're headed home. Please drive with care. Today, a very important conversation about the SAVE Act. What's it all about? What does it mean? Is it Save America? Save America and make it beautiful again? It's got to do with you registering to vote. Now, don't get it twisted. There have been plenty of things that have been talked about registering to vote, who can register to vote, those that are saying they're registered to vote. And not only that, but have you talked about the purge? Hold tight, because we're going to tell you what is the SAVE Act in just a minute. Galloway.
Whoa, what's going on, Brother Gerard?
You the man, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. The sniff, man. Real quick, man. You know, before I talk about who's going to win the midterms, but that deal with Sidney Torres and Helena Moreno, follow the money. You just got to follow the money. Go back and see, since she started being in office, how much money that Sidney Torres has donated to her quote-unquote campaign. Those are like two thieves working together. So it was a done deal. But my issue is nobody on that city council would stand up for that black man with his trash business. That's my issue with all my black city council members. Y'all dead wrong for that. If y'all scared of Helena or y'all scared of the news, y'all need to get on up out of office. I mean that. Now let's talk about this midterm, man. You asked a real simple question. And if history was worth a doggone thing, you would say the Democrats would win. The last three presidents, that's Obama, Trump, and Biden, all started off having the House and Senate. Midterms, the House flipped on all those presidents. But now we're in charted waters. If Elon Musk get a hold of these vote machines again, now we got all these people, if they lose, they contesting, they trying to say this person stole, that person stole, this and that. So it's kind of hard to say, but what's giving me a little bit of hope that something is going to change is because special elections, whether it's in Texas or Mississippi or Georgia, they have been flipping from red to blue seats. But that's not the whole entire midterm election, because that SAVE Act that you're talking about, you gotta watch this thing. Not only are they purging, if you was married and you don't have the right documentation to show that you was married, and your maiden name is different.
Yeah, what's on your license?
Maiden name, your married name is different. They gonna kick you off the thing. So, ladies, if you married or got recently divorced, sometimes I just tell people just go re-register. There's nothing wrong with going to re-register and say, hey, look, and bring all your documents with you. And I hate to say this, but you're going to have your birth certificate. You're going to have any type of paperwork showing that you was married or divorced. You got to get in there because these folks are not playing.
I need to ask this question too, because I don't know. Maybe it's my inequality. So maybe it's me. Because I actually had to write or call the office where I was born and ask them how much it would cost for me to get a copy of my birth certificate. Because I didn't have it.
I think mine was what, $21?
I think mine was $24. I had to get it. But I never in my life had to really rely upon my birth certificate to do mostly everything I need to do. It was usually your driver's license or your ID.
Just your ID. Yeah, that was it. It didn't have to be a driver's license. It could be a state ID. Now with this new True ID or whatever it's called now, where you get the little seal on the thing, I don't know what all that means really, because I didn't do anything different to get that little seal on my ID than just my regular driver's license, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It's to me, it's more like a poll tax than anything. Because you got to remember, nobody complained about voter ID until President Obama was elected in 2008. Everybody got to be cheating or something because you elected a black man. Now everybody has mandatory ID. Now you got an ID. That ID is not good enough. You got to get a true ID. Now your true ID is not good enough. We got to have this Voting Rights Act, the SAVE Act, which if you read into that act, all that stuff that's basically in there is what you have to do to register.
Right.
To vote automatic. And trust me, there's not millions or thousands of illegal immigrants going to try to vote.
Nope.
That's the last place SA wants to go to somewhere where he got to show an ID. So, but I'm kind of like more concerned about, it ain't about us voting and doing the midterms. It's about who's counting the votes. It's about which machine are you going to use?
Mm-hmm.
Which corporate media company going to sit there and say it's problems with the domino voting machine? Like the 2020 election. You know, them folks are still taking ballots from Arizona and Fulton County from the 2020 election.
Yep.
And see, it's stuff like that. But and Brother Said was correct. Sometimes it's just our own fault. And y'all laid it out beautiful. This past mayoral election, we didn't even have 15% of the black people to go out and vote.
Right.
So I mean, we cannot sit there and just complain on the internet if you're not getting yourself out to vote. Voting is probably one of the most easiest, inconvenient things that you can actually do. Mm. And we can vote early. You don't have to wait till the day of the vote. You can mail in vote.
Yep.
I just don't get why we just won't vote. And people always say, I couldn't have lived during the Civil Rights Act. I couldn't have been around doing slavery. You're about to take your behind back there. Because you don't have you see what your local government did when they told them that they're going to take away your clerks and your judges, made a statement and went on about their day. Telling you, Gerard, this man has way more evil to do. That's why he's so concerned about losing his midterm.
So I thought about I thought about for a minute though, Galloway, that the number one thing that I see with us, and I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about everybody. The number one thing that I see with us voting is we've become lazy. It's not the fact that they don't want to vote, but they don't make time to go vote, or they don't really put it as a priority to go vote. So I can't say they don't want to. People make excuses every single day, but I just think that mostly that people lazy. They just don't want to go stand in line. They don't want to take this out of their day. So if we really are interested in increasing our numbers, making it easy for everybody to go vote, I think that they would be really trying to figure out a way to incorporate voting into your daily way of communicating, which is going to be your cell phone. And I got to stay with that, especially with young people. Young people act like their cell phone is God. They can't do without it.
I'm not disagreeing I can't disagree with that. Trust me.
But that just made me think that, you know what, they're not worried about it because I think they're going to try to scream again, voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud. And it's probably going to be some. But, of course, they're going to get in trouble for doing it, just like they get in trouble for doing it now. But I do believe that if we really wanted our numbers to come up, we'd be thinking of another way to go do it. And
we find a way.
Yeah, we find a way to do it.
I'm about to say we find a way to do anything else and everything that we really want to do. So I kind of think that it is true about laziness.
And it probably would be cost effective if we did do it that way. You know, it costs $200,000-$300,000 to set up for an election. But how much would it cost for us to set up for an election for somebody to either tap on an app and vote or be able to call a number and vote and be registered? If you register and they know your telephone number, then you're registered.
And Gerod, I got to say this too. I don't care what political party you belong to, but some of these candidates, folks are really sick and tired of these candidates. No matter if you're progressive, conservative, some of these candidates don't do themselves a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big problem with the young folks. People our age, Gerard, we get out and vote in every election.
Right.
We didn't live that crazy 20, 25-year-old lifestyle. But we going to get out and vote. If you're not appealing and exciting to young people, they going to sit at home and ain't going to care. But they will complain the most. They will run your TikTok and Twitter numbers up if it's something that you don't like, that is something that they don't like. But I don't know what to tell these candidates.
So let me ask you this, though, Galloway. Let me ask you this question. I want to know, can you answer it? If you had to pick the type of voter, what's the number one voter? Not just in Louisiana, but anywhere, all over the country. What's the number one voter? Men, women, we don't really need to put it in a gender.
Black females.
No, I'm saying we don't even, no. Well, maybe we don't even need to put it in a gender. Let's put it in an age demographic. Okay. What's the number one voter?
55 and older.
You say 55 and older? All right.
Yes.
Race base.
Black female.
Black female?
Yes.
All right. So who's going to be affected the most when it comes down to jobs, education, and even voting? The black female. Yep.
Yes. Yes. They've lost the most jobs.
They lost the most jobs in the last year with all of that Doge stuff.
Yes.
They're the most educated as any other nationality. And then you got to think about what is the number one job that the age group of black females has. That is government jobs.
Government. I'm about to say GS. That's the same thing. It's a government job. It's just on military term. Yeah.
Because a lot of them retire from them jobs. They don't go and work their year. They go and work their 20, 30 years. I know that there have been plenty of folks that I know, black females, that work for the post office for 30 years and retire. They retiring at 50 years old, between 50 and 55 years old. I'm retired.
Yes, civil servant job. Yes. Yep. My wife got 3 to 4 years left till she gets to retire.
Mm-hmm.
So and she won't be more than 55.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, but see, Gerard, I think the thing is when public education took civics out of school, that turned a lot of our young people off to actually the voting process.
Mm-hmm.
To actually how our government, whether it's a city, a state, or federal government works. And I think it was done on purpose. Because that age group, I think, is 18 to about 42 or something like that. Their numbers on every election is about 27%. But now, that age group that I just said, they're about to replace the baby boomers.
Right.
For population-wise and voting-wise. But if they don't get out, and it goes back to the candidate also, I keep telling people, social media is great. You can have 1,000 million followers or whatever, but if you cannot even get half of your followers to the voting booth, what is it all for? Entertainment?
Yeah.
I just don't really understand how these, and I'm knocking young kids, man, because I was young once too. But I can sit there on this phone 10, 12 hours. I can go stand in line for Michael Jordan shoes. I can go do this. I can go stand in the line to get in the club or whatever. But when it comes to putting your name behind the people that you want to lead you, it's an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it all. I help folks re-register to vote all the time or check on their voting status because people just don't know. And man, I'm like, my goodness, man. I'm like, the same people that you don't like are the people that's in control of you. The district attorney, I have to beat into people's head every day. Your local DA has more power over you than the President of the United States. They don't believe it. Your DA decides if he's going to charge you or send you or recommend you go to prison or take your case or not take your case. That is day to day. And look at our DA now. So hopefully we're going to get it right.
Yeah.
Because if we don't get it right this midterm, Gerard, if this man keeps the House and the Senate, and he gets to keep that, he's already unhinged. This man he's been bombed 8 countries in 15 months? That's some Hitler stuff that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
working on more. He's working on Cuba now.
Working on Cuba. Listen, he toned down ICE because the midterm elections was coming up. Let him keep control of the House and the Senate again. ICE is going to crank right back up, and then y'all going to be out there. And to all these people that went to that No Kings March, I need to see y'all No Kings marching behind in those poll booths.
Yeah.
I don't care that it was 500,000 people that showed up at Grant Park in Chicago. I don't care that it was a couple of thousand people showing up there. If you're not voting, what are you doing it for? I don't care about you holding up signs and harassing ICE or whatever. If you want to get rid of this stuff or change this stuff, you better get your behind and vote. Not just midterm, every election. Your tax assessor. Look at cost of living right now. I'm going to tell you this, Gerard, and I'm going to get off. The cost of living got so out of control in Austin, Texas, they had to reduce it. We was at $2,100 for rent, just like Orleans. You know what the rent is in Austin right now? $1,200. They was building these houses, building these neighborhoods over the areas that they took away from black people, and the white people couldn't afford it. So now they got to find people to come and live and rent in here now. Think about that for a minute. But thanks for taking my call, my brother, man.
Always good, Galloway. Thank you, brother. We shall holla. T-Bone.
Hey, good evening, y'all. Thanks for letting me through.
Cool.
So,
what you got?
I was listening to Galloway. I mean, I agree with a lot of what he said. Here's one thing I do disagree with you, though. I don't think it's just laziness with people that don't want to vote. I think they're just tired. They're dealing with voter fatigue. They're dealing with Trump fatigue, most of all. I mean, I know I have it. I'm tired of it's gotten so bad, Gerard.
But isn't that the opposite, though, of what this is all about, though, T-Bone? We went the opposite direction. We didn't go in the direction I got tired. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of I got voter fatigue. No, we going in the opposite direction. That's why we got voter fatigue.
Well, listen. Here, let me go back to the voter fatigue part. Voter fatigue, as in all these little random bills in between major elections. Okay. I'm tired of seeing the same candidates up there, like Galloway said. I'm tired of them shucking and jiving, smiling in your face, and then after the election, they do what they want to, and you don't hear nothing from them no more in our community. And it's not just white ones. It's our black folks that we voted in to represent us that once they get in there, they don't represent us. And I'm going to sound bad talking it, but look at John Johnson. He didn't really do much of nothing when he was in office all them years before. Then he ends up getting caught up in this criminal scheme, and then he ends up doing a bid, I think. So why should he run for office again? You're telling me there's no other upstanding black folks that could go at that seat except him? He's the only one qualified for it? Honestly. And then you talk about the same people. The same people pull up the same promises and do nothing. You get voter fatigue for that. And then when you have all these different bills, you gotta either be a paralegal or have a law degree to understand some of this crap. I applaud you when you was on air reading off these bills and trying to break them down in layman's terms. But guess what, Gerard? As much as I like the show, 90% of the people that need to go out and vote, that need to know that information, ain't listening. They voting on, oh, I remember him. I voted for him before. Oh, I ain't going to vote. I ain't going to vote for him. They're going to do what they want to. That's the talk I hear over and over and over and over again. Honestly, I get tired of voting and it going the opposite way. I am.
So what's the solution?
Getting called for jury duty, and I still got to see the same clowns in office.
So I hear you telling me what the problems are, but my question to you, because if you know all the problems, my expectation would be for somebody as smart as T-Bone to also know the solutions. So I need to ask you, what's the solution to these issues?
Okay, here's how you got to do it. And I need the political candidates or the ones that have the ambition to get up and try to become a candidate one day to listen. I need y'all to listen hard to the radio. Address the people who are not voting. I know that's going to sound crazy, but think about this a second. If you can flip them and get them to come out, you can get into office. And then once you get into office, do your damn job. Here's why I say this. Everybody remembers when Barack Obama was in the final lap of the presidential race. You saw historic numbers of black voters come out. You saw old black voters who were old enough to remember the civil rights movement and remember being persecuted for wanting to exercise their human and voting and civil rights. You saw young people energized about the possibility of a black president. And they went out and they voted. Those are people who literally got off their asses and voted. You got to reach that group. Forget the polls you keep reading. Your polls ain't reading these people because they ain't in the numbers. They're not in your numbers. And third, put some fresh talent up there.
Got to find it.
Huh?
You got to find it and then be convincing to them because usually what you're talking about with fresh talent, they don't want to go in because they don't want the heartache and have to have their families to endure all that bad talk.
But that's the thing. You have to find these people. I mean, when you need somebody to fill a position and you the employer, you the boss, you the one that's running the business, ain't you got to find your candidates? Yes, you do. Well, you got to put it on job boards on the internet, or if you're still trying to use the newspaper, or if you're going to go through a headhunter agency and let them find you, you got to find these people. Nobody wants to keep seeing the same tired-ass politicians up there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all tired of J.P. Morale, right? You was obviously tired of OT. OT was talking the right talk, but nobody wanted to vote for him as mayor. Everybody liked him, but nobody liked him enough to be mayor. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? You want something different? Then that's where the talent has got to come in. You got to find people to find these people.
All right, I got you.
I mean,
hold that thought because I gotta go to my other callers here and then.
All right, well, go
see
ahead.
what everybody gonna say.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Let me see. Pop Jones, Brother Mims, everybody hold tight. I gotta take my break here. More coming up.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Young black entrepreneur Dion Nicholas founded agentic AI company Forethought in 2017 to try to make AI used for customer service more user-friendly. Nicholas refers to it as human-centered AI.
Customers are getting their questions answered faster, and they're actually seeing an even better experience in many cases than when interacting with a human agent. So this idea of, hey, I just want to press 0 and talk to a human is actually a thing of the past when it comes to agentic AI.
That's Nicholas on Bloomberg Television. The company so far has done well enough that it caught the attention of the much larger firm Zendesk, which decided to acquire Forethought. Tom Eggemeyer is CEO of Zendesk and spoke to Bloomberg about why Forethought aligns with his company's vision for agentic AI.
A lot of companies are just trying to get deflections, get the customer not talking to them. Forethought is exactly what Zendesk is trying to do. We're really symbiotic here. We're trying to resolve the customer's issues.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
There's a familiar pattern unfolding at the state capitol. If you live in New Orleans, you've seen it before. Somebody, somewhere else, wants to tell New Orleans what to do. This time, it's not about roads, schools, or even policing. It's about the courts. Lawmakers in Baton Rouge are advancing a series of proposals that would fundamentally reshape the judicial system in Orleans Parish, reducing the number of judges, consolidating courts, and potentially altering the role of the clerk of court. Supporters call it efficiency. They say it's about cutting costs and streamlining a system they believe is too large and too fragmented. But let's be clear about what's really happening. This is not a minor adjustment. This is a structural rewrite of how justice is administered in New Orleans, driven largely by legislators who do not live here and who are not accountable to the voters who will feel the impact most directly. Under one proposal, the number of civil district court judges would be reduced. Under another, long-standing separate courts, civil, criminal, juvenile, would be merged into a single system with fewer judges overall. Now ask yourself, in a city already struggling with case backlogs, delays, and an overburdened justice system, does reducing the number of judges sound like a solution or a recipe for even longer waits and deeper frustration? And then there's the larger issue. Who decides how New Orleans governs itself? Because this isn't happening in a vacuum. We've already seen what happens when the legislature inserts itself into local institutions. The Sewerage and Water Board, long plagued by dysfunction, became even more complicated under state influence. And now the courts, one of the most critical pillars of any democracy, are next. There is a difference between reform and control. Reform works with communities. It respects local voices. It strengthens institutions. Control overrides them. It reshapes them from the outside. And it often comes with consequences that the people closest to the problem are left to live with. No one is arguing that our court system is perfect. It isn't. But meaningful reform should come from collaboration, from judges, legal professionals, and the citizens of this city, not imposed by sweeping legislation from beyond the city, sponsored by lawmakers who don't even live here. At its core, this is about more than courtrooms and caseloads. It's about autonomy. It's about representation. This is about whether the people of New Orleans get to decide how justice works in their own city. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 AM and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to all day long.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning, Facebook friends. This is Juan LaFonta. Just calling today to holler at you about all these folks that always want to ask me about running for office and the elections. Here's the deal. If we don't vote, if we don't show up, we don't participate, we don't benefit. It's just as simple as that. Everybody try to make it in all these other things, but you're worried about the wrong stuff. The same people who are stopping me and asking me to do stuff or help out or this or that, and I ask them, have you voted? Say, I don't vote. I said, well, I know you're helping the community do all these other things, but why don't you participate? Because that really controls how the community develops. And they were like, that's not my thing. Well, don't get mad when things change because we have participated. What they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. Well, people that don't vote don't get leadership that's representative of them. So, push, get out there, represent your community, and vote.
All right, there you have it. Juan LaFonta, thank you, my brother. All right, my number 504-582-9422. Tamika. Oh, no, we lost Tamika? We couldn't have lost Tamika.
Obviously, you took too long. What?
You the one that played all that stuff, not me. Brother ma'am.
Hello?
Hey, what you say?
How you, man? I'm not going to be long. But it was, the word, the way it is worded, I just wanted to say, brother, I'm 72 years old, and my mother always told us, no vote, no representation. And some of us have got lazy, many of us have got lazy for the people that got us here. And man, nobody's going to give us anything. And we got to remember, we stood in line for hours, man, for my mother, my daddy, them, and people. We got to still remember where we came from, and we ain't going to get nowhere if we stop and get lazy now. Now, that's not a motivational speech. That's the truth, you know. So I thank you for letting me have my comment, bro. But Tim and y'all talk about the right things, bro, because the people that need to be in office, say, bro, they're not getting in office because they're not getting the representation that they need. And you have a great day. I love you much, bro.
Do the same, Brother Mims. Always good. All right.
All right.
Pop Jones.
Hey, G-Man.
What's going on?
And my boy Wick. 400 years of slavery. You heard me?
Yes, we heard you.
Look, G-Man, I wonder what does it take? Does it take, you have to get old as me, live through Jim Crow, live in a situation whereby you live in a block with people of other colors,
leave across the street from people of other colors, and you could not even go in the yard and play with your children. What does it take? I'm so sick and tired of hearing. I don't care if they get mad with me, so it don't matter to me. They ain't doing nothing for me. No way. I don't even know these people. But if they listen to Norman Robinson, his commentary and what they're doing to us, how in the hell can they come up with a reason why we shouldn't vote, man? If I had to get a Uber, anything, I'm a vote. Now I realize that we may not study a lot of these people that's running for office to get in the office to do. But look, G-Man, wait, look what the hell we got for not voting. Man, look what we going through. These people, look, they're not only take all the damn money out of the city, they're trying to change the judges, we don't have no rights. Well, what do they see? I don't see. Norman Robinson, all his commentary, he's telling them, if you listen to you and all the hosts on WBOK, I wonder what the hell are they listening to? But all I hear, well, this one was in office, they didn't do nothing. This one didn't do nothing. Well, what the hell are they doing to us? Do they realize that?
Yeah.
That's my question.
So let me ask you this. And I've been asking everybody this today, so I'm going to ask you too. What's the solution to this issue? What's the solution?
I don't have really the solution, but the first thing, you got to vote. But then when you vote, study the candidates. Don't just let them come to you and BS you and tell you they're going to do something. If they don't do it, don't vote for them no more.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think when we try that might work? But we done got so far in the damn hole now, I couldn't, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I don't know what but we should have never let it got this far.
One thing that I did find out here, though, Pop,
what you did tell me.
But this is one thing that I think that a lot of folks have got to change in their mindset. But when there is new blood that wants to run for office, and when they run for office, we treat them like they're children. They're running for office for a reason. And nobody that gets into the place for the very first time is going to get 100% everything right. But that's what they get advisors for. So we got to stop treating new blood, because we keep saying we want new blood. But when we get new blood, they be like, well, what have you done? Well, I'm new blood. Give me a chance to do something. You can't have it, 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other. So
what that's got to do with people going out and vote, though?
It got a lot to do with it.
What you
Stop treating these folks like they are babies because they're new. Give them the opportunity to do something. Because if you're getting the same old, that's what we're saying. You're getting the same old, that not only just them running, but the same old dry ass, I guess, decisions that they're going to make. And then you're going to get the same old folks running from one office to another. You want to get some new blood? Let somebody try it. If they don't do it, you got to treat them the same way we're talking about the other folks. Get rid of them. So that's just me. But listen, I got all these folks.
Yeah, that's just you. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
That's just you. That's why we in a hole we're in.
No, that's not why we in a hole. That's just, when I say that's just me, I'm saying that's what I believe is part of the solution.
You're talking out of two sides of your mouth.
What?
You're saying we don't vote. Now you're coming up with something else. Vote
Wait a minute, hold
If
up.
you
I
go
think you
in,
need
if
to
they
check
know,
that
if,
one.
look,
I,
the
you-
people know you're not gonna vote.
no. We got to check that one there, Pop. I'm saying that those folks that are not voting, they're voting because they're saying we got the same old, same old. I said, well,
Crazy bill.
you're
Crazy
asking
bill.
for new blood, but when new blood
Crazy
comes,
bill.
we treat them
But
like
the
they ain't
simple
gonna do
look,
nothing
in
either.
other words, you rather not vote and get what we got. Is that what you're saying?
If you would listen to me for a minute, you will hear what I'm saying and stop trying to talk over me. I'm telling you that all of us are keep saying the same old about the people that run from one office to the other, and we keep electing the same old. But in the conversations that we're having, we keep saying we're tired of the same old people, but when new people do go and try to get into the race, we treat them like they just ain't nobody, they just jumped in or they got put in. But we're not listening to what they're offering. We need to listen to what they're offering and stop being wondering, well, what have you done? What have you done? And tell me what you're going to do. And if you don't do it, you treat them the same way and get rid of them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, G-Man.
I ain't talking out the side of my neck.
All right. Okay. I'm listening at you.
All right. So I got these
Have a
other
blessed
folks.
one.
So
Talk to you.
let me
See
get
you on
these
the
other
flip.
folks on the air.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you.
Eric Kasner.
What's up, G-Man?
What's going on, stranger? How you doing?
I'm doing well, my brother. I cannot complain. God is good.
Yes, he is. All the time.
Yes, sir. You know, I listen every day. It's
Wait, turn 'em up.
education too.
Wait.
Huh?
Hold on. I can barely hear you. Turn them up, please.
Oh, hold on a minute.
There you go. I got you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me better?
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, make this short and sweet. We are talking about our people. We are doing what we see. And when I say see, I'm talking about not with the natural eye, but the spiritual eye. And I ain't going to go into the spirit side, but knowing and understanding and watching all around, do you think us going to the polls one time going to change anything?
Mm-mm.
Don't get me wrong. I believe in voting. I vote in every election. But I also vote knowing that when we vote intelligently, we might have to go more than one time to get the right person.
All right.
Who is the right person? Right person is who the community can galvanize around. A person that's not necessarily have no big title. They ain't got to be the kid, the former mayor, or whoever. But it's the matter of knowing and understanding what our community needs. Man, we taking a hell of a blow right now. And it ain't going to last 4 years. Ain't going to last 8 years. But if we just keep on talking to one another, doing the best we can, and stop turning on one another, then we'll make some progress. Surely not in my lifetime. And I'm 18 to 25 years old that's subject to get drafted. Y'all better wake up because y'all are getting ready to suffer the most. I'm going to hang up, G-Man. I'll at you the next time. See you at the round table.
Oh, man, looking for you here.
Yes, sir.
All right, Rev. Thank you, sir. All right. Miss Shawan. Miss Shawan.
Gerod, good evening.
There
How are
she
you
is.
doing?
Good. How you doing?
I am fine. And unlike Reverend Ricasna, I will apologize for not being able to listen every day.
I got
but
you.
I knew today would be a hot topic with all that's going on. And it's a perfect segue to what we do with the Lower Ninth Ward Voters Coalition, that we try and educate the public. We got a forum going on next week over at the Leona Tate's Place on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to come and meet the candidates, talk with the candidates, figure out which one you want to vote for. And, we're electing 3 new judges, 1 in criminal court and 2 in civil court. So that's on the ballot, and it's an opportunity for the public to come out and meet.
Yeah, and I'd like to know how they're going to handle that with this if this bill is finalized through governor.
Right. Well, in civil court, there are a lot of judges that are scheduled because of retirement in terms of the age limit. There are going to be some vacancies. So,
right. Is that 70 or 75? Is that age 70 or 75?
It's 70.
It is
70.
okay. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 75.
Well, that's one of the constitutional amendments that's currently before, that's on the ballot for May 16th, as to whether or not the citizens, the voters, those who show up to the poll will make the decision whether or not they want to increase that age limit that judges are able to serve up for re-election up until the age of 75.
Okay.
Right now it's 70. And also encouraging people to email the committee members of the judiciary that are slated in the House for that bill that seeks to restructure, reconsolidate, take away people's rights to vote in terms of just disregarding an election that we had last year and framing it, for fiscal efficiency, whatever. At the end of the day, the people of New Orleans voted. They voted for a particular person. That person won. And I just think there are some constitutional flaws with that. So I will be making a trip to Baton Rouge tomorrow because I'm going to.
Oh, I'd love to hear more about that. Is that I'm gonna just be honest with you. Are you talking about Calvin Duncan?
I am.
Okay. All right.
I am.
I think that we as a community, and I don't know if we need to lead that or someone outside needs to lead that, but I have never in my lifetime heard of a state or position in government where they won overwhelmingly to basically get removed by a bill that was put through by one person. I've never heard
not
of this.
just. I mean, it will. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's always you die in committee. I don't know if it will die in committee. It's made it through the Senate, and the committee tomorrow for the House will determine whether or not it's going to go to the floor of the House, and then they'll take a vote, and the governor is poised to sign it before the Constitution requires that the clerk of court gets sworn in on May 4th, the first Monday after.
And I'm hoping that it will. Hold that thought. I'm coming right back. Don't hang up. All right, more coming up. That's one of the smartest ladies that I know. That is Shawan Bernard, y'all. More coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris.
I think it's very, very important for the Pope to be careful when he talks about matters of theology. If you're going to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth.
That was Vice President J.D. Vance yesterday at Turning Point USA, apparently warning the leader of the Catholic Church about theology. This as the feud between President Trump and Pope Leo XIV is escalating by the hour. It started Sunday when Trump took to Truth Social, blasting the first American-born Pope, calling him, quote, weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy, unquote. Going further, saying, quote, if I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican, end quote. Then, Sunday night, Trump posted an AI-generated image of himself as Jesus Christ healing the sick, which he deleted Monday morning. Pope Leo, currently on a peace mission across 4 African nations, responded without flinching.
I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing.
For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Looking for a great deal on your next phone? Come see us at your locally owned AT&T store for the latest Samsung and iPhones. Visit us at 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. We have great offers on watches, tablets, accessories, and internet service. Whatever your connectivity needs are, our team is here to help you keep connected. Visit us today at AT&T, 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. Locally owned and proudly giving back to the community.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Join the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation as it brings the island vibes of Jamaica to Generations Hall at the 2026 Jazz and Heritage Gala on Wednesday, April 22nd from 7 till 10 p.m. One love, one music, one people presents an electric evening supporting music, education with iconic performances by the Wailers featuring Julia Marley, Big Sam's Funky Nation, and the Don, Moose Jameson's Heritage School of Music All-Stars featuring Deacon John. Visit jazzandheritagegala.com for more information.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Shawan, you still with me, right?
I'm still with you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Had to take care of some business, of course. Shawan Bernard, y'all, and I always say this too, one of the smartest ladies that I know. Well, not only just a lady, but individuals that I know. And Shawan, too, you've been a part of not only just the NAACP, you've got your other organizations that you're talking about right now. Have you seen or have you heard through any of these folks that are participating, how they got into being a part of organization that's making a difference when it comes to voting?
Well, I currently serve with I'm a member of the NAACP, and I'm currently serving as the Legal Redress Committee chair. So we are often in conversations, especially recently. The NAACP, the state convention, the state conference, we were up in Baton Rouge last week on Wednesday and Thursday for those 2 days. And we are in talks about what we're going to do in terms of a people, in terms of a community with the issues that are presently before us, especially the bill that's on the floor tomorrow, that it impacts us directly. So I do believe some of that leadership should come from the city. And my goal and my hope is that the NAACP, will be leaders in bringing some light to that.
Well, what are you seeing too with this? And I got to tell you, I started off by saying I have never heard of somebody offering up a bill that seems retaliatory. It just seems to me that they just trying to get Calvin, and has nothing to do with the amount of money or what they're doing to pay for these judges. I think they're just going after Calvin.
Well, not only are they just going after Calvin, they can't say it like that, but I had an opportunity, and I posted it on social media on our Facebook page, the Lower Ninth Ward Voters Coalition, or maybe on my personal page. But Senator Royce Duplessis last week, when he did the question, or the week before last,
right at the podium
before the bill, right. So he, when the author of that bill, Morris, gave testimony about, well, we have to get it done before he could be seated, because he's going to be a lame duck clerk, and also, we don't want to pay him for 4 years. So that's not clearly, in my opinion, looking at the person and not the issue. And there was no study that he could name, no fiscal.
Right. He didn't even talk to anybody from here.
Oh, because it doesn't matter, because they have the numbers. So that's why voting is important. Right now, so often, and it's so disappointing, and I heard some of your callers speak about not wanting to engage. I want to quit all the time, and I'm volunteering, and it's a challenge when you put forms together and you put out initiatives to try to get people engaged, and you look at the turnout. But if we don't do it, if we whoever we are don't continue to do it, then who's going to do it? If not us, then who? Often people say there's no Superman who's coming to save you. But those of us who are in this fight every day, yes, we're tired too, and we need other people to join the fight. And the fight is more than just not participating. Like, we need you to do the emails tonight. We need you to send that email, even though they may not read it. Send it to the record, so that the record is clear, so that when litigation has to happen, to try and fight in the courts, some courts, depending on what jurisdiction you're in, right now we're waiting on a Supreme Court case to say whether or not voting will still be allowed, in some places, and how that looks. But if we don't fight, then what's going to happen?
All right.
Prices are, the people who are in power are looking at, again, in my opinion, they make decisions about their financial situation and how it's going to impact them economically. And I think that's how we have to get to the voters. It takes a while when we're out canvassing to convince somebody that the vote impacts them. Okay. We have to connect it to their person, then they get to see it.
All right. I still want you to come in here at some point in time. Let's have this conversation for a longer period of time. I done ran out of time, so I got to get out of here. But I do appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. I'll be in touch before the 16th.
Okay.
Send me a text and let me know what your schedule looks like.
Very good. Always good. Thank you much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a great day.
Bye-bye. Siobhan Bernard. But all that info, all that knowledge, and we got to listen. That's going to wrap it up for me, y'all. I appreciate everybody for being part of the conversation. We will see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Getting you ready. We'll tell you more about the baby tomorrow, too. Baby's not born yet. But we'll tell you more tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of the day.